What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing yet another collaboration beer, this time between Hoof Brewing out of Columbus, Ohio, and Evil Twin Brewing, headquartered in Brooklyn, New York, and this is their Even More tennis elbow. So on the label here, they are calling this a double mashed imperial stout that is brewed with hazelnut, coconut, and vanilla added. Comes in at 13% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just over 3 months old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Jeff, aka NoJinx, for hooking me up with this one. Thank you very much, sir. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies Jeff sends my way. And, you know, Jeff always just sends awesome beer mails. And this one sounds quite delicious. You guys know I love me some coconut. Throw in some hazelnut and vanilla to a 13% double mashed imperial stout. And yeah, you had me at hello. Now, I don't know if the base of this beer is Even More Jesus from Evil Twin. I'm pretty sure that one's in like the 12% range, but the fact that they're using the Even More tag here is probably in a similar vein. So yeah, anyway, let's crack this one open, get it into a glass. I was going to say crack it open twice like a moron that I am. Anyway, oh, big overfill. It's kind of gushing out, but give it a good pour here. Yeah, that's pouring out like motor oil. Holy shit, does that look crazy. Super crazy. Holy, that's dark. Yeah. Wow. Anyway. Yeah. What can we say? Can't say much. Looks fantastic. It really does, though. That looks fantastic. Yeah, pitch black. Has about a finger of this dark brown colored head. Look relatively creamy. Just look like a huge, big imperial stout. Not much more to say about it. Let's get a nose. Oh, that smells sweet. Quite sweet, actually. Getting more of the vanilla than anything else, despite the fact that the vanilla is the third thing mentioned on the label. I'm getting more of like a straight vanilla vibe to this one. Kind of smells like vanilla ice cream. Yeah, big, rich roasted malt, sweeter dark chocolate, molasses. It definitely has pastry stout vibes to it. As it opens up, and this has been out of the fridge for almost an hour, so we're talking 55, 60 for sure. I think basement temperature here is around 65, 66, so we're close to it. What is that? Kind of smells like a vanilla cream soda, and that might sound bad to some people. I love cream soda. Vanilla cream soda is delicious, but kind of has that nose to it. I'm trying to pick up on the hazelnut and the coconut, and I can't on the nose, which is disappointing, but at the same time, it's really not, because that vanilla character is so big, and I love like the rich roasted malt character and all the chocolate that I'm getting in the base. That this just smells awesome. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Jeff. I don't know what it is about this one. Not picking up the coconut. There's a bit of nuttiness. There's a bit of nuttiness in the taste. But man, this is vanilla all day. Tons of vanilla. Body on this one. Despite it pouring out like motor oil, this is higher side of medium to lower side of full body. This is definitely thin. If I would say Paul over at PA Brew News, I would say this is incredibly thin. This is not drink like a 13% beer. This is more in like the 9 range, 8.5, 9 range as far as a body is concerned. So it definitely is thin. And I'm a little disappointed in the body, but not overly disappointed. Mouthfeel on this one, soft, smooth, not really creamy. It has a little bit more carbonation than I thought it would. So many of these beers, when you're talking 12, 13, 14, 15% imperial stouts, they seem to be undercarb, whether that's on purpose or just, you know, lack carbonation in general. But this one has, I'd say, a moderate carbonation, an appropriate amount of carbonation for a beer. But since I'm used to drinking these beers with a little bit less carbonation, I'd say this is a little bit more carbonated than I anticipated being, but it's still not a negative. Right up front, though, deep roasted malt, sweeter dark chocolate mixing in with a milk chocolate, molasses, a little bit of a dark fruit vibe, like a raisin, sweet dark cherry. But right up front, you're hit with the vanilla, and it's omnipresent throughout the palate. It kind of sits on the palate, and that's the predominant note in this beer is vanilla. And it has vanilla ice cream vibes to it. Vanilla cream soda, as I said, has that kind of vanilla character. Finish is sweet, has a pretty big residual sweetness, almost no bitterness to speak of, slightly dry. For the most part, this is a sweet imperial stout, but it's not cloying. This is not, if you're worried about like pastry stouts being too sweet or just stouts in general, this is not too sweet for me. I know Jeff has an incredibly large sweet tooth because there are beers that I'm like, wow, this is really crazy sweet. And he's like, oh man, you know, this, I don't know, I thought it was all right, sweetness wise. So if it's not too sweet for me, I imagine this was probably not too sweet for Jeff, and I don't think it's probably going to be too sweet for many out there. Here's the impressive thing, without question. 13%, it's thin, and it drinks like an 8.5%, 9% beer from the body standpoint, but it also drinks like an 8.5%, 9% beer from an alcohol standpoint. This does not approach 13%. I get a warming in the chest, into the stomach, but as far as on the palate, no, not at all. This is, dare I say, relatively easy drinking, 13% imperial stout that drinks way less from an alcohol standpoint, also a body standpoint, has a nice vanilla flavor, but it's lacking in the hazelnut and coconut characteristics for me. Get a little bit of nuttiness that's like an underlying omnipresent kind of feeling, but I wouldn't be able to tell you it's hazelnut, and it's not big enough for me to really sit here and be like, oh, I'm totally getting hazelnut 100%. The coconut being lost for me is kind of disappointing because I love coconut. I'm a coconut fiend. If you watch the channel, you know that. If you don't, well, now you know that I love coconut. But at the end of the day, I always rate to how I feel about a beer, just myself, like how I'm feeling about a beer, how much I enjoy it, not if it hit the nail on the head in terms of style and what the adjuncts are and whatnot. So even more tennis elbow from Hoof and Evil Twin. I'm going to give this a high 4.25 out of 5. I'm going to go 4.3 out of 5. It's I think the base beer here is delicious. And again, I don't know if it's even more Jesus as the base beer or maybe something similar, but I wouldn't be surprised. Really good base beer, a lot of roasted malt, a lot of different kind of chocolate nuances from sweet dark chocolate to milk chocolate, even like a 40-50% cacao bar. I like the vanilla character. It gives me the vanilla ice cream, vanilla cream soda kind of vibe. The only disappointing thing from this one is the fact that I'm not picking up on more coconut and hazelnut, which are the two ingredients listed first. Now, could it have something to do with maybe a little bit of age on this? Sure. I sat on this one it's been 6 weeks, maybe 2 months. But for me, I don't feel like hazelnut falls off super quick. And coconut, man, I've had beers that are 2-3 years old. Coconut are just screaming. Sure, it will fall off over time. But 3 months old, I feel like those two being the first two ingredients listed should be a little bit more prominent. At the end of the day, though, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, this is not a good beer, because it is. 4.3 out of 5 is a great beer. It's very tasty. That vanilla character is fantastic. If you like vanilla, this is the one for you. And yeah, I like pretty much this beer in general. So 4.3 out of 5 is the appropriate score. Price and availability, I have no idea. As far as availability, I think this was brewery only. I don't know if it saw release into the Columbus, Ohio area and Ohio in general, but I'm pretty sure this was brewery only. And price point on this one, I have no idea. So Jeff, you got to let me know. I would pay, all right, so a 13% beer with those 3 adjuncts, I would say $7-8 a can. It's probably the going rate for something like this. I couldn't see much more than that because you're talking at that point $28 to $32 a 4-pack. I would like to see this one in a $7 range, $7-8 max. But I think this is worth $7-8. I think from just an enjoyability standpoint, a quality standpoint, what I'm getting, I think it's worth it. I'd like to see more of hazelnut and coconut, but at the end of the day, 4.3 out of 5. Really good beer. If you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this and feel absolutely fantastic after drinking the rest of this one because, listen, it's 13%. It's 16-ounce can. 2 thumbs up. Thanks again to Jeff for hooking me up with this one. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review. And until the next one, cheers.